no-nonsense, blue-collar type of player. When they get him into the game, he's in the flow. He can shoot from the outside, could post up smaller guys, and can really provide baskets in a hurry.
Well, Tyler Lamb, of course, had 14 points in the previous win against Hong Kong Eastern. 3 of 5 shooting, and you see Tyler Lamb, he's very comfortable with the role that he is in right now, and just about ready for tip-off here.
And especially with Moses Morgan on the backcourt, he is more comfortable being a secondary ball handler, being the point of attack instead of putting the pressure from the backcourt to the front court.
Start things off with Mono Vampire in black. They have the first possession as Ananti misses on the corner 3. Durker with a rebound. Sam Thompson. Did not wiggle free. Goes out to Kotran. Knowles defending him. Tran to Thompson for 3. No good. And Ryan Watkins collects the rebound for Mono Vampire.
Good box out there by Ryan Watkins, providing the heft to box out Chris Charles. Of course, Charles has been a stalwart, one of the best players here in the ABL.
As Knowles opens the scoring with that runner. Visiting team, Mono Vampire up 2-0. Durker, quick trigger for 3. Too strong. Forbes on the move, attacks and banks it in.
Good body control on Gary Forbes, breaking the help side defender, taking the contact and being balanced to finish the shot.
And Moses Morgan knocks down to 3. Former Saigon Heat player. He was the heritage import for this team up until he moved to a Mono Vampire 2 seasons ago. Forbes. Another attack. That's Thompson rather missing on the drive. Singletary to Watkins down low against Charles. Watkins draws the foul on Chris Charles.
Good steal by Ryan Watkins, putting a lot of effort running down the floor, sealing Chris Charles underneath the basket. This is such a deep position for Ryan Watkins, and even though that Chris Charles has a few inches on him, that is a very difficult spot to be in.
Watkins, his numbers have dipped this season after his stint with the Macau Black Bears.
Averaged a double-double, one of the leading rebounders last season. But he is more comfortable now. As what we said with Tyler Lamb, the numbers are down, but as a whole, as a team, they've been really playing well.
Kotran. 2-7. Forbes, and that's taken away by Knowles, who loses the handle.
Good hands by Preston Knowles, knowing that the ball would be given to Chris Charles underneath, using the feet to cover the space.
Baseline inbound for Saigon. They go to Charles, jumper. That rolls out. Knowles with another rebound. Goes to Morgan. We go to Watkins against Charles. Watkins in good position, and he flexes after that basket.
Something that you like to see, Ryan Watkins being more aggressive, especially on the primary break, taking advantage of his speed against Chris Charles.
And Mono Vampire really turning it up defensively.
I think I have a concentrated effort of hitting Ryan Watkins underneath for those shots and taking advantage of his heft and positioning.
And they forced the jump ball, but the possession arrow pointing to Saigon. Tran. Uses the Charles pick. That's a tough 3, and he knocks it down.
Right on the money, top of the key, with a pump fake, stepping to the side and stroking that 3. Good shot, but even better execution on that play.
Chayanante. That rolls out. The tap goes to Thompson. He could not keep it in play. So it will be Mono Vampire basketball. Their lone loss coming against San Miguel Ala Pilipinas last month. They managed to bounce back, winning over Hong Kong. Watkins goes to Singletary. Singletary from way out. That's an air ball.
Long shot by Mike Singletary, overcooking that shot. But he has that range. He has the license to shoot and really playing splendidly the past 5 games, providing the all-around brilliance that they need.
Mike Singletary, a double-double, 24 points and 10.5 rebounds per outing. Durker on the move.
Also sacrificing a lot of shots this year.
Watkins. Goes to Morgan. He close out by Durker. Morgan puts the ball on the deck. Goes to Singletary. Singletary with a sidestep. All tapped away by Forbes. 3-on-1 break for Saigon. Up high and down hard! Sam Thompson rocking the rim inside the CIS arena.
Jumping off a trampoline, looking down on the cylinder, using 2 hands to just ram it down.
Watkins, jumper, in and out. And that could spark an uprising for the Heat here. Forbes, triple, no good. Tron picks up the loose ball, and that's a foul on Ananti.
Caught with his hands on the cookie jar. That was Chichay Ananti. Right there on the slap. How about the athleticism of Thompson? He's going up climbing, and I thought the pass was too high.
Yeah, and he picked it up really high. Cotran. Against Knowles. Thompson. Long 2 this time. And it's Watkins collecting the defensive rebound. Knowles to Singletary. Back to Knowles. Forbes right in front of him. Double team. And Watkins is away. Oh! At the rim by Durker!
What a block. Good outside by Chris Durker, denying that shot.
A nice action here in the first period. Ananti. Again! Durker comes up with a stop.
And back-to-back solid blocks by Chris Durker, providing the inside presence and the hustle on the defensive side.
Charles is away, and Moses Morgan gives up the foul. But what a start to this ball game. Just 4.5 minutes into it, but we've had plenty of highlights, including this one. Durker.
And after he blocked that dunk attempt by Ryan Watkins, it forced Ananti to get a check on the fast break, and that's why he got blocked. Chase down.
And as we mentioned, Durker, you may expect him to get a bigger role on offense here this season, but what he does not sacrifice is
the defense.
Yeah.
And he added an outside shot. We saw it in the Southeast Asian games. Began taking more 3-point shots on the corners and on the wing area whenever there's a drive and kick, dribble drive action. He gets free a lot of times because he's such a good screener.
And Durker with his athleticism as well. And actually a very historic campaign for Vietnam in that Southeast Asian game. Winning 2 bronze medals. Durker and Cotran just among the players there to help Vietnam achieve that historic feat in Manila. Knowles. Saigon Heat within 1. Knowles sees a gap, and the runner drops again.
Showing that smile, Preston Knowles, second time around, going to the heart of that defense, shooting that elegant-looking floater.
Forbes against Morgan. Forbes inside he goes, and Forbes just bullying his way for the bucket.
And that's just bully ball for you. Face the basket, take 2 dribbles, and catch the heart of the defense.
Thompson with the steal. Gets it back, and that will not count.
That foul was before he elevated and got into his gather step. So good foul there by, I think that would be on Preston Knowles.
Changes here for Saigon as we head into our first timeout here. It's Mono Vampire with a 1-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Crowd for the season debut of the Saigon Heat.
Not only good size, also very animated.
Yeah. You saw the big Vietnamese flag early on. The Heat down by 1. 4:45 remaining the first period. Forbes. Jumper. Too strong. Singletary with a rebound. Ahead to nose. Lamb is open. Give it to Morgan. Back to nose. Nose. 10 seconds in the shot clock. Still nose. Goes to Morgan for 3. That won't work. And Forbes grabs the rebound.
And how about the defense of the Saigon Heat? Covering the driving lanes and providing the help side defender every time, so no breakdown.
Cotran, another difficult shot right there. And Morgan tracks down the miss. Nose. Gives it up to Singletary. Mike attacks, goes baseline. To the other side, Tyler Lamb swishes the 3 through.
Specialty of the house, Tyler Lamb. And that's one thing that you really notice now with the Mono Vampire. Tyler Lamb just tracking and moving without the ball, which is really his strength.
Chong with a rebound. Gives it up to Singletary. Morgan on the move. Great defense there by Durker. Forbes. That's a blocking foul on Singletary. And cheers from the crowd as Tom Din enters the game together with Justin Young. Durker and Thompson get a much deserved breather.
With the insertion of Tam Din, it gives them more leeway on the roster, gives them a deeper rotation, and the quality of players are the same up to the 8th to 9th guy.
Yep. Tom Din for 3. Did not make his first shot. Justin Young saves it to Vale. Cotran. 3-ball doesn't drop. And Morgan grabs the board. Ready dish in the ball game for Mono Vampire as well. Singletary uses the Chantachon pick, gets it out to Lamb. Lamb. Bit crowded in that area. Chantachon inside, could not make it work. Lish, the Singletary, open 3. Offline again, but Tyler Lamb hustles for that loose ball and goes reverse.
Going to the other side was Tyler Lamb using the length. Second missed 3. Badly missed 3 by Mike Singletary on this game. Surprising for a guy who shoots very well from the outside.
18 to 10. 16 to 10 rather. And Gary Forbes trimmed the deficit to 4. Ready Lish. Lish. Cotran. Lamb again for 3. In and out. Tam Din collects the rebound. Young. Now with Forbes. Just one import here for Saigon. Forbes with a teardrop. Lamb with a rebound. Lish attacks and lays it in.
No ball stop there for the defense of the Saigon Heat, despite their defense, but making a layup there. The lead up to 6 points again.
Another turnover for Saigon. And Darongpan Aperon Villachai comes in. And Sam Thompson also returns for Saigon. This together with Chris Charles. Ryan Watkins, man in the middle for Mono Vampire. Comes back to the game. Lamb to Morgan for three. No good. That's Charles with a rebound. On the move with Sam Thompson. And he draws the foul. Go to the line for 2 free throws.
Good hard drive after the second pass, forcing the defense to rotate on the baseline attack and bring 2 free throws for Thompson.
.69 seconds remaining in the first period. Miss for Sam Thompson in the first free throw. Second one on the way. 1 for 2. Lid goes to Lamb. Against Young. Good double there by Charles. Completes the steal. Charles with a finish.
A little veteran move, ball fake at the lips of the ring and using the window to finish the layup.
Lamb runs into traffic. And last touch on the Heat, but great defense there on the drive from Tyler Lamb. The baseline inbound for Mono Vampire. Lish for a teammate. Go to Watkins. Kwong Vin right there providing the double. Lish is open for 3 and he knocks it down. A breakdown on the defense there as well.
Impactful 5 points for Lish, inserted in the final 2 minutes of this first quarter, providing that lift off the bench.
Going to 15. Charles for a friend finds Thompson. Kwong Vin, extra pass. Young from the corner, knocks it down.
Good ball movement, looking for that shooter. Smooth lefty stroke by Young.
Lish to Morgan, another open 3. No? Young almost lost it. That will do it for a first period here. Action-packed opening. Back inside the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City for this battle between the Saigon Heat and Mono Vampire. Mono Vampire on top, 21-18. Great start by Mono Vampire.
And if you look at the stats, it's all about bench scoring. They had an advantage, 10-3. Eddie Lish providing 5 points. You can't stress it enough. Anytime that you can pick out a guy coming off the bench and providing a lift for you, that bodes well for your campaign and for your game plan.
Well, Freddie Lish was the starter last season. And here he is. That's Kwong Vin to start the second period. Singletary, Watkins, Lamb, and Aperon Villachai right there. And Singletary goes to work. Three-pointer wasn't hitting earlier, so he goes in and knocks down that short jumper.
And actually, that's the strength of his game. Boxes and elbows, you get him on that big-to-big screen, he would have an advantage, and he can shoot over defenders.
Well, speaking of shooting over defenders, Chris Charles doing just that against Ryan Watkins.
And one of the few times that Ryan Watkins is smaller than the ones that he is defending.
And Charles seems like a rejuvenated player after that quick break from that first period, now returning to the floor again, getting the better of Watkins.
After getting that first personal foul, he was a little tentative. But after Durker set the tone on the defensive side, here he comes rotating in for the defensive stop.
Lamb against Hamdin. Lamb. Young on the switch. They go to Watkins inside. And he was caught on the mismatch there was Hamdin. Give up the foul. And Watkins goes to the line for 2 free throws.
See the difference? If he's operating against a smaller guy, Ryan Watkins can push his weight around. But against Chris Charles, even though that he has a few pounds on him, the length bothers Ryan Watkins.
Andre Erlep, very intense coach.
I bet.
Yeah, I had a brief chat with Mike Singletary before the game, and he was like, yeah, he gets frustrated with us sometimes, but we also get frustrated with him. But, you know, very competitive and very experienced coach, Andre Erlep. Young to Thompson. Under 9 minutes remaining in the second period. Charles finds Condin inside, and he draws the foul of Freddie Lish.
Good cut right there by Quang Vin coming off that weak side. And how about that post entry to Chris Charles on the pass? High enough for him to pick it out of the air, turning, and after the cut, basic basketball pass.
And really, he gives him a lot of options. All of a sudden, the floor opens up for Saigon as soon as Chris Charles faces up the basket, especially in that elbow area.
True, and he is listed at, what, 7'1", 7'2"?
Yeah.
Chris Charles with arms for days. So once he raises that, it gives him a very, very wide view of the floor, especially on that pinch post area and low block area.
And Quang Vin making himself a nuisance to the defense, to the offense of one of Vampire Gift, winning that extra possession here for Saigon. Thompson against Lamb, kicks it out to Young for 3. Won't work this time as Singletary grabs the board. Singletary goes to work, lost it, and Thompson.
Well, that's the second foul on Mike Singletary.
Quick hands there by Thompson and Chris Charles.
We shall see if this affects his aggressiveness on rotating, especially his matchup now on Thompson.
It's Lish. Go to Young. Thompson now. Quang Vin. Separon Villachai. Quang Vin is open for 3. That won't work. Quang Vin misses. It's Justin Young right there on the 3rd try.
2 offensive rebounds, 1 cleanup for the Saigon Heat, and they are now just 1 point down on this ball game.
Lish. 3-pointer on the way. No. Charles wins the battle for the loose ball. Thompson spins and scores.
Putting in the spin cycle, body control, the balance, and just the touch to finish the shot.
That's the go-ahead basket. 25-24. Saigon now top. Singletary goes baseline. And a foul on Thompson. On a driving Mike Singletary. And Thompson claiming he had all ball there.
Yep, all ball after getting the arm. And as we always say, there are no players who committed personal fouls.
Yeah.
They would always say that they didn't, even if the replay is conclusive.
As Mike Singletary hits the first free throw. That's just the 3rd point for Mike Singletary. Make that 4 points for Mike Singletary as Gary Forbes returns, replacing Justin Young. And good minutes here for Justin Young.
Made a 3-pointer on that left corner.
Had 5 points and 3 rebounds.
With that tip in,
Yeah. 5.5 minutes on the floor for him off the bench.
it's a point a minute, almost a point a minute for him.
Kwang Vin goes to Forbes against Knowles. Forbes misses. Charles also could not put in the stick back. Anante out of control. Recovers the loose ball, and Charles will be whistled for the foul.
And that's his second personal foul for Chris Charles, trying to poke that ball away from the hands of Anante.
Yeah, and the response from Coach Kevin Yerkes is sending in Chris Durker for Chris Charles. After that second foul, and just when we thought he was slowly getting his rhythm. Singletary against Thompson. Watkins from downtown, and he knocks it down.
A salute. In the first quarter, it was a flex. Now a salute. He's on target, getting a three-point shot to go in.
8 points now for Ryan Watkins, just 2 off his average this season. Comes in. Kwang Vin gets away from the defense and a clever finish.
Good presence of mind. Kwang Vin tapping the ball for a crossover, getting a finish.
Now Watkins trying to muscle his way inside against Durker.
Trying to move like a headless chicken right there.
You gotta like the effort here for Kwang Vin ever since he came in.
Different temperature for the team, and just hustling right there, being in the thick of action after making a good baseline drive. He makes a stop here.
Yeah, he's been very quick on those double teams. Kwang Vin. Durker puts the ball on the deck. Durker with a one-hander. Still struggling, Chris Durker. Has yet to score. Already has a couple of blocks and a couple of rebounds. Knowles. Mono Vampire up 2. The second period against the Saigon Heat. Knowles goes to Watkins. Trying to find Singletary. Singletary gets the basketball. A Euro for Mike Singletary, and the elegant finish at the rim.
And the distance to cover that Euro step and stretching, going back to the right side to finish with touch. As you said, elegant looking shot.
Kwang Vin, 3 ball, no. Durker lost the handle to Watkins. He gets it to Tyler Lamb. On a Vampire up 4. Lamb against Forbes. Lamb to the corner. Anante knocks it down.
That prompts their coach to call the timeout, but a good kick out by Tyler Lamb. Every time he goes baseline, once the door closes, the window for that pass would be open, and good track out by Anante for that 3.
34-27, Mono Vampire on top against the Saigon Heat. 9 games for the month of January. They do have 5 home games.
A very busy January for them.
Actually, Mono Vampire also has a busy schedule for January. You also have 9 games, 6 of them on the road. Durker off the pass from Quatran, and Durker gets his first basket in style.
Talking about getting busy, Chris Durker on the back door, getting a finish. And the question is, who is more busy? The Saigon Heat or you?
No. Me. Forbes. Saigon trying to cut into this lead. Thompson picks up his dribble, goes to Quatran. Splitting the D, but gets blocked by Ananti. And Tyler Lamb will go all the way for the deuce to extend the lead back to 7.
And that's how important the help defense is. We've seen Saigon putting in a show on the defensive side. Right now, Mono has been clamping down.
Lamb gets the Forbes miss. Now with Knowles. Knowles pulls up. And Durker commits the foul on Knowles, who was shooting a 3.
On a jump shooter, and that was a push foul, as the referee said. So that's 3 free throws for Preston Knowles.
Then gets replaced by Justin Young. Has yet to get in the flow of the offense here for the Saigon Heat. Knowles.
Opening day jitters, you may say, for them. First game jitters.
And Knowles misses the first free throw. 4 points so far. Make that 5. Knowles and Lish on the floor at the same time.
So a little more speed on the backcourt for the Mono Vampire.
2 for 3 for Knowles.
Let's go, Saigon! Let's go!
Quatran.
Let's go, Saigon! Let's go!
To Thompson. Young. Durker on the move. The kick out. The extra pass. Thompson for 3. No. Young. That's the rebound. Kicks it out to Quatran. Thompson again. Got the step. A difficult shot, but just relentless. On the offensive end, Sam Thompson gets his own miss and draws the foul in the process. And 1 coming right up for Sam Thompson.
And if you break down this move, this was the first attack. Got the football carry. Tease it up. But right there, no box out on the second attempt. Everybody trying to get that rebound instead of just hitting the person and boxing him out. But Sam Thompson, and 1 with a bonus free throw to boot.
And Sam Thompson, we saw his hops in that first period. Can jump right out of the gym. Already has 7 points in the ball game. Ananti kicks it out to Morgan. Almost lost the handle. Knowles stop and pop. No good. And Young gets another rebound.
And Justin Young has been playing solid, doing the little things, being a ball mover. When there's a shot, he takes it.
Ball taken away by Mono Vampire. Lish behind the back, the extra pass. Knowles with a finish. Wow. Great team basketball there for Mono Vampire.
A little too much sauce on the behind the back, but having the presence of mind to drop it off at the last moment.
We'll talk about that speed that these 2 guards bring. Really with Ananti. And looks like a foul away from the ball. On Ananti. Mono Vampire. Next foul will mean free throws for the Saigon Heat, who are down 9 here. Under 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Quatran. That's it to Forbes. That's Morgan. Durker. Shot cut short. Young. Attacks. One-hander doesn't work. And Freddie Lish comes away with the basketball. Lish with the recovery by Quatran.
Good defense by Quatran, not giving up, putting in his body in the middle of the ring and the driving lane and preventing that layup.
Lish thought he had the step against Quatran, but Quatran making up the space there. Durker Vale enters the game, facing Chris Durker. Another inbound coming up for Mono Vampire. Lish down low to Chantachon. No. Thompson with a rebound. Forbes. Now with Thompson. Quatran for three. Offline. Chantachon with a rebound. 3-on-2 break here for Mono Vampire, and Morgan finishes, forcing Coach Kevin Yerkes to sue for time, as Mono Vampire has extended this lead to 11, 42-31, 2:20 remaining here in the second period. Heat staring at an 11-point deficit here in the second period. This is Forbes. Gets it to Thompson. Quatran. Good closeout by Knowles. Thompson on the move. Beautiful left-handed layup.
Very explosive. Coming off the breaks, in and out, and just finishing on top of defenders. And he is very, very balanced when he attacks on the right and on the left.
Lish. Free throw line jumper. No. Forbes grabs the rebound. Forbes against Morgan. No call there. Saigon cycling their offense here. This is Forbes against Knowles. Has the size advantage. The kick out to Young for three. That's short. Chantachon grabs the rebound. Knowles now. Inside, as Quatran able to tap that ball away.
Good screen and slide, but was not able to finish. But right now, player is down on the baseline, holding on to his knee.
Tirawat hurt on that play.
I think he got tweaked his leg.
Yeah, right knee. That's a good sign. Walks to the bench. Ryan Watkins returns. Minute and 10 seconds remaining. Saigon shooting just 35% in the ball game. Go to Thompson against Morgan. Thompson lost his balance. Travel.
Yep, lost his footing on the drop step. Good defense. Mini pulling a chair.
Was anticipating the help actually from Watkins. Five seconds remaining. 42-33. Mono Vampire on top. Knowles. Watkins lost the handle. Quatran. That's the ball for the Saigon Heat. Tran spinning away from traffic and losing the basketball. Ananti again goes reverse. Great pass from Freddie Lish.
And protecting that layup with the ring was Ananti. An 8-2 run right now, Sidel.
44-33. 5-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Thompson has the ball against Morgan. Pulls up. Jumper doesn't drop. Battle for the loose ball. Goes to Lish. Tries to beat the buzzer. But misses the three. As Mono Vampire, the visitors, will go into the dugout with an 11-point lead against the Saigon Heat here at the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City. We'll be right back for the second half. This is your ASEAN Basketball League Season 10.
At the start of the third quarter.
They start with Quang Vinh, Gary Forbes, Sam Thompson, and Chris Charles, and Tam Din, who was not able to score in that first half. Mono Vampire has Preston Knowles, Ryan Watkins, Moses Morgan, Chicha Ananti, and Tyler Lamb. 5 on the floor. Saigon retains possession, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Charles, Quang Vinh is open for 3, and he knocks it down.
He had a basket in the first half, opens up the second half with a 3-point shot. This bodes well for them. He plays hard defense and could rotate on either guard spot.
Morgan, top of the key against that's Thompson. Checks his sneakers at halftime. Watkins to Knowles. 3 seconds to shoot. Preston Knowles over Forbes. Battle for the loose ball. Won by Watkins. Oh, Knowles saving that pass at half court. Lamb against Quang Vinh. Runs into traffic. Saigon forcing the turnover. Thompson. They don't have the numbers, so Saigon pull back here. Quang Vinh. Tam Din. Into Thompson. Forbes. Not the step. Ananti doing a great job there on Gary Forbes, forcing the miss.
And getting to the sweet spot was Gary Forbes, but the help side defender again was there.
Morgan inside, and strong move by Moses Morgan, and a possible and one here.
Just taking the contact with enough upper body strength to finish that shot.
Against Tam Din at that.
Oh, that was on Chris Charles.
Yeah. A big development here for the Saigon Heat. And Moses Morgan completes the 3-point play. Ups his tally to 8 points. Tying Watkins and Knowles as the top scorers for Mono. Charles against Watkins.
Very, very close call.
And Chris Charles almost immediately asking for that basketball after getting his third foul on the other end. Wants Watkins to get into foul trouble as well. But that's just the first foul on Ryan Watkins. Saigon down 11. Thompson with a jumper. Gets a lot of elevation on that shot.
Very explosive, very light on his feet. And the apex of the shot is quite high for you to challenge it. And smooth stroke, soft touch.
Lamb goes to Morgan from the corner. That's short. And two Mono Vampire players going for that loose ball. Did not get there. Ball goes back to Saigon. Quang Vinh. Preston Knowles. Charles providing the pick. Kwang Vin attacks but is blocked by Knowles.
Emphatic block by Preston Knowles.
Just reminding Kwang Vin, hey, I'm here.
And he was half a step behind after that breakdown move. But recovering right away.
On the end. Oh! Open layup. And he gets on the board.
First basket for the game.
Reigning VBA MVP. Moses Morgan. Preston Knowles sent to shoot for Mono Vampire. Knowles to Lamb. 3-ball. Nope. Well, Morgan plucks that ball out of the air.
Against 3 defenders.
And Mono Vampire getting an extra possession here. Mono Vampire actually winning the rebounding battle in that first half, 28-24.
And also the fast break and bench scoring. 15
And,
to 8 and 12 to 8.
As Chicha and Anti, balanced scoring here for Mono. That's his 8th point. So 4 players with 8 points now for Mono Vampire.
Not just the imports doing the damage.
Yeah, Ananti has been deadly on that corner. A foul down low against Watkins. That's his 2nd. So foul happened before the shot.
So the arm bar was called the push off.
Thompson right there. Contact against Morgan. And that's a foul on Moses Morgan.
Again, it was on the elevation, on the apex of that shot. Smooth looking jumper, taking the contact on the left shoulder. So that's 2 free throws for Sam Thompson.
And Sam Thompson at the line. 1 for 3 in the first half. Makes the first free throw. Now has 12 points. Leading scorer for the Saigon Heat. 2 for 2 for Sam Thompson. Deficit is down to 8 for the Saigon Heat. Preston Knowles for Mono Vampire. There's Nguyen Kwang Vin. Charles going up on that pick. Morgan is free. Another 3 on the way. Tam Vin collects the rebound. Forbes. Gives it up to Thompson. They go down low to Charles. Nice fake there. Chris Charles with a flush.
That was show and go, one dribble. Then he should add the cup with 2 hands.
Knowles misses the layup. And that comes Saigon. Forbes open 3. Nope. Tam Vin. Putback doesn't work as well. Lamb will take this 3 and will miss. Forbes comes back the other way. Finds Tam Vin. 3-ball. Oh, he knocks it down.
He has been looking for it right on the money. Good skip pass, forcing the defense to be sucked in by the seal of Chris Charles. And taking care of that is the outside shot.
And Tam Vin, you saw how much it meant to him, that 3-ball, and that puts him at 5 points as the Saigon Heat has trimmed the gap to just 3 points. 6:07 remaining here in the third. Forbes against Knowles. Forbes. Turnaround shot. Thompson misses. Second try. Rims out.
Nice,
Knowles.
but no goal.
Yeah. Knowles goes to Morgan. Morgan again. And the timing of Moses Morgan's basket
True.
has been remarkable here for Mono Vampire.
Every time that the Saigon Heat is knocking on the door, fast breaks are answered.
Anante over Justin Young.
Ananti entering double digits with 10 points. And you see the probabilities of the offense of the Mono Vampire. Whenever they run, they make a basket. They have a speed advantage against the Saigon Heat.
Absolutely. Thompson. That's the ball from Quatran. And he is fouled. 2 free throws coming up. That's number 3 on Preston Knowles. So Ananti and Morgan both with 10 points.
No Mike Singletary.
No, Morgan
Still?
with 12, rather. Mike Singletary has 6 points.
No minutes in the third quarter.
Sam Thompson limping. Manages to make the free throw. It looks like Chris Durker is coming in. 14 points, 4 rebounds. For Sam Thompson. Misses the second. Has to stay on the floor. That's the note. With the Freddie Lish. On the drive. That is a foul on Quatran. That's 2 free throws. Sam Thompson has to leave the game, and Chris Durker returns. And they would need him in the final period. Getting treatment now, Sam Thompson. First free throw doesn't drop for Freddie Lish. One for 2 for Lish. That's his 8th point of the ball game. What time? 61 to 57. Lish taking that ball away from Quatran, and he will go all the way. Also reaches double figures, 10 points, and it's a 6-point lead for Mono Vampire.
And back from 10 points. Freddie Lish.
Young to Quatran. Young gets it back. One-hander doesn't work. Chris Charles on the putback misses. Watkins will be fouled.
Getting smacked around underneath the basket. No turnovers for Saigon Heat.
But this has been a problem, Martin. In the second period, it seemed like they were doing very well the first 7 minutes, and the problem has been closing out quarter here for the Saigon Heat.
And that's one thing that they need to strengthen on. Of course, this is their first game of the season. You see things that they can adjust, but the learning curve is quite steep for them. They have 9 games in January. So we shall see how they would adjust this going into the fourth quarter.
And you see a team that's in good form in Mono Vampire, that small mistakes, they are capable of punishing the other team. Watkins misses the first free throw. 0 for 2 on that trip. 12-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Forbes going for the 2-for-1. Gets his own miss. Forbes again inside. That's a miss. Watkins lost it, but Knowles comes away with the basketball.
And a lot of chip shots have been missed by the Saigon Heat in the third quarter. That's the 4th time, 5th time that they were at the rim, not being able to convert.
3 seconds to go. Lamb for 3. Oh, Anante at the horn. And Chicha Enante has played big here for Mono Vampire. Just in time, being assertive there. As Mono Vampire heads into the fourth quarter with an 8-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Basketball League Season 10, Rise to Greatness. We're coming to you live from the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, for the battle between Mono Vampire of Thailand and the Saigon Heat of Vietnam. Mono Vampire closing out that third period with a 9-1 run to take this 8-point lead as Lish goes for that shot, and Ryan Watkins on the putback. And now an 11-1 run to make it a 10-point lead for Mono Vampire. Now then goes to Charles. Ball tapped away by Watkins.
Not a good angle for a post entry for Chris Charles trying to go for that tap. They need to widen out the space. If they want to hit Chris Charles in stride on the post, they need to give him space because he eats a lot of space.
Actually, that has been a concern, even though they were getting a lot of success early on, getting Watkins to foul Charles. Hasn't had a lot of room to operate. Thompson triple team, and Morgan erases the shot. Lish. Morgan was open momentarily. Lish against Charles. Goes to Tyler Lamb. Three-pointer, no good, as Charles grabs the rebound. Back comes Gary Forbes. Poor pass there. Save from Charles, ends up with Knowles. Morgan, quick pass to Watkins. And a foul whistled on Gary Forbes. Watkins will go to the line.
And good fill on the lane by Ryan Watkins, and being recognized as a big guy who was sprinting. Given an opportunity, take a layup.
As Charles was left behind in the backcourt with him trying to save that ball. So now with the way things are going here for Mono Vampire, when you look at the scoring, with Mike Singletary, their leading scorer, has 6 points.
So this is mostly the locals.
You would be surprised that they are on top.
Nish,
Morgan.
Those three guys has been the thorns against the Saigon Heat.
Saigon Heat! Saigon Heat!
Turnover for the Saigon Heat, and an early timeout called by Coach Kevin Yurkus. Very critical juncture for the Saigon Heat, down 12 with 8 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Back inside the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City, where Mono Vampire, the visiting team, with a 12-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Ooh, Step on the half-court line there.
Almost a backcourt violation. But no call by our officials.
Kwang Vin. That's the ball to Kwang Vin. Watkins will be whistled for the personal.
Jockeying for position.
Antoine Anna has been inserted into the ball game by Coach Kevin Yurkis. First time in the ball game. Third personal on Ryan Watkins. Comes in against Moses Morgan. Kwang Vin. Thompson is back in the ball game. Shot clock winding down.
Oh, wow, shot.
Three-pointer was short. That's the Knowles. Knowles, another one-hander. This time it won't work. But Mono Vampire shooting just 6 of 28 from beyond the arc. But again, fast break points.
26 fast break points up to this moment. That's what they have notched in this game. So that's an advantage for them. And a quick double by
Freddie
Leash, forcing a turnover.
The Mono Vampire just sharper.
A little more bounce to their step.
Lish goes to Morgan. Morgan will attack. Charles right there again. And Watkins just not giving up. And he gets the deuce once again. 14 pumper. Macrim's the shot. Preston Knowles collects the board. That's Knowles for 3. No good. Watkins keeping it alive for Lamb. And that is off Tyler Lamb. And still no sign of Mike Singletary. And Sam Thompson limping back to the bench.
Yeah, as well as Chris Charles getting subbed in. Subbed out, rather. Ryan Watkins getting subbed out for the Mono Vampire.
Sang Tong had a brief spell in that third period defending Charles. Is back in the game together with Ananti. On misses the 3. Morgan gets the rebound. Lish back to Morgan, and another fast break basket for Moses Morgan.
It's not even the fastest fast break. It's a secondary attack, which they got off a stop, and Moses Morgan really finishing on the break well this game.
Has been outstanding on both ends of the floor.
And he forces turnovers, very quick on quick hands, runs the floor well, and he doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. He just minds his business and does his job.
Chris Durker is back in the game. Really tough night for Durker and the rest of the Heat. Same Tong against Justin Young. Morgan now. Lish. Trying to put a move on.
Oh, good pass.
Oh, nice pass. Splitting the D there. Sang Tong lost it. But the ball will stay with Mono Vampire. Lamb. Jumper. Tyler Lamb swishes that one through.
Just a smooth stroke. Tyler Lamb, best scorer, has that demeanor, quick, calm, and collected.
18-point lead now for Mono Vampire. Durker. Kwang Vin from the corner, no. And Morgan collects the rebound. Lish against Kwang Vin. Morgan, three-pointer, knocks it down. And Moses Morgan silences the CIS arena.
Finally, after a few attempts, Morgan knocks down that 3. The lead is now at 21 points.
And you know what? This was a 56-all ball game.
So that's a 21-1 run.
No, 22-1 run.
1 run, rather.
Wow.
And it's the defense that fabricated this lead. A lot of stops, forcing turnovers, then running back on offense, taking advantage of numbers and making shots.
So Durker breaks the silence here. Short on the second free throw. That was the first point of Saigon since the 1:30 mark of the third.
That's more than 6 minutes, 6:45 to be exact.
After that Sam Thompson free throw. That was the next one. 20-point lead for Mono Vampire. See if Mono Vampire can close this thing out. Ooh,
And
late whistle.
there, but 2 free throws coming up for Tyler Lamb.
That's Gary Forbes. He was whistled for the foul, his second. Tyler Lamb at the line. Makes the first.
Such a smooth stroke.
Yeah.
The way that he shoots, the way that he is balanced.
1 for 2. 21-point lead for Mono Vampire. Justin Young on the drive.
He gets fouled.
2 free throws on the way. It's been a while since the last field goal of Saigon Heat, actually. They've been outscored 13-1 here in the fourth period. And that 13-2. And 2 for 2 for Justin Young. Then Vale back in the game. Placing Gary Forbes.
So trying to go all local here. In the final 5 minutes of this ball game with a 19-point deficit against the Saigon Heat.
Ananti download the Seng Tong.
Good pass.
See the confidence from the locals here at Mono Vampire.
And that's what you want. For a very long season, you want to empower your locals and they can step up anytime and provide that scoring punch and give you an opportunity to win despite, because you know, with a long season, you would get foul trouble, you can get injuries. It is good to see that players will be enough to step up and ready to step up.
At the same time, this Mono Vampire team will be playing 6 games on the road for the month of January. That's a tough schedule.
Tough schedule. So this is the first one. Of course, a brand new year, 2020.
20-point lead. Young with a runner. Still no good. And basket has been elusive. Field goal has been elusive for the Saigon Heat for a while now. This is Durker. Again,
Stop.
we steal here from Mono Vampire. The last field goal was at the 3:49 mark of the third, a 3-pointer from Gary Forbes. And that's almost 10 minutes.
Almost a quarter.
Not a field goal. That ends.
That's tough. That's very tough. Especially if you're trying to make a run on opening day.
80-62. Nice pass by Lish out of that double team. Lamb attacks. Lost it. Recovered by Lish. And he knocks down the 3.
And if you got players making 3-pointers off broken plays, 90% of the time you might be walking away with a win.
On the road, Mono Vampire looking lethal and sharp as Durker on the chase down again, but that time it will count for Chichay.
So he had one. And then this is a goaltend for Chris Durker.
And a timeout on the floor. Mono Vampire with a 23-point lead against the Saigon Heat. Mono Vampire with a 23-point lead against the Saigon Heat. 5 players in double figures for Coach Andre Urlep's team. And Coach Kevin Yerkes sends in Kim Banvo, who scores on that drive, 85-64. Western Knowles against Quatran. Saigon looking to finish this ball game stronger. Knowles gives it up to Anante from the corner, 3-pointer. And it's an air ball. Quatran. Tran. Hoinpo. Lost it. Well recovers. Another shot by Kim. That's a miss. And Sang Tong gets the rebound. Moses Morgan has 17 points tonight to go with 7 rebounds.
More importantly, impactful points. Every time that the Saigon Heat would be making a run, Moses Morgan will either get fouled or make a basket on the fast break.
7 points better than his average for the season as well. Morgan gets his 8th rebound. Morgan will lose the basketball, but Mono Vampire will keep possession. Coach Andrej Urlep also sending in Quang La. And Moses Morgan's night is done. Really solid performance for Moses Morgan. Homecoming for him here at the CIS Arena.
Spent a lot of years here.
And they will run out of time.
Speaking of spending a lot of years, a lot of seconds on that baseline inbound play. Shot clock violation, the first one in this ball game for the Mono Vampire.
Very characteristic for Mono Vampire. Quatran with a ball fake. Was free, but again, misses the shot. It's been a struggle for the Saigon Heat. Lamb on the crossover. Down low to Quang La. Travel.
Had the shot after catching the basketball, but wanted to go deeper on the shaded area. Called for a travel right there.
$85-64 for Mono Vampire. Suntun Siri is actually in the game for the Thai team. Preston Knowles. He's been solid tonight, Preston Knowles. Suntun Siri. Anante from the corner. That's a miss. Sang Tong the left hand. Saigon Heat runs away with the basketball. Kim. Oh, difficult shot right there. All over with the final score here. Wong La, aggressive move, and you gotta like that. For Coach Andre Jurlep.
And given an opportunity, of course, if you're not playing that much, any second will be a big help for your development and your confidence.
Well, Sang Tong has made a difference here. Knowles will shoot the three and will make the three. An exclamation point to what has been an emphatic performance from Mono Vampire.
Took them to the woodshed.
Wow, what a finish for Mono Vampire.
26-point win for the Mono Vampire. Solid performance, especially locking down on defense for more than 9 minutes, keeping the Saigon Heat with only 1 field goal.
For 11 and a half minutes in this ball game, the last 11 and a half minutes, Mono Vampire outscored the Saigon Heat 34-8 to rack up their 5th win of the season, 90-64 here at the CIS Arena in Ho Chi Minh City. A big win on the road for Mono Vampire. 5 players in double figures for Coach Andre Jurlep as they improve to 5-1. Saigon Heat will be back here at the CIS Arena on Sunday for their 2nd home game for the weekend. They'll go up against the KL Dragons.
Very good game.
Should be a good one as well.